Welcome to the Hmong Peeps Show, the one and only show that brings you ordinary people sharing extraordinary insights. Well, maybe. Here is your host, Chew Effin Lee.
What's going on, everyone? This is Chew. Welcome to the Hmong Peeps Show. I have a huge announcement to make. We're going to have our next retreat on June 6, 2015. It's on a Saturday. So that will give you enough time, or it should give you enough time to plan that day out and let yourself be available to join us that day. However, it's going to be a limited spot. First come, first serve. It's only going to be open to 10 people, and whoever gets a reservation, you will be allowed to bring one guest, and you are responsible for that guest, meaning that hopefully whoever you bring will be open-minded and will not be there to make others feel unsafe or uncomfortable. So how are you going to register for this retreat? You will have to contact me directly. So just either send me an email, or if you are listening to this show on the empowerment page, just private message me and say, sign me up. Please only sign up if you can really make it, because I don't want other people to miss out on this opportunity if they want to come, but you signed up and you're just signing up just in case you can make it. I don't want people who think they can make it. I want people who are going to be committed to attending this retreat. Some of you have been to these retreats. Some of you have been thinking about coming. Some of you have tried to come but didn't make it for some reason. But these retreats are supposed to be very empowering, and you're going to learn a lot of stuff about a lot of spiritual topics. And this retreat is not going to be just perspectives from a spiritually gifted person such as me, because I'm going to be facilitating it. My background, as most of you know, I'm not a shaman. I'm what the general public would refer to as a psychic. That's the best way I can explain it. But there's going to be other folks there who are exploring and curious about shamanism as well. So we're going to have folks there who are from the shamanic journey as well, and folks who are going to be there. They're going to also be coming from a spiritually gifted perspective, such as like myself. And not everybody there is experienced. Most of them are still just opening up and just very curious. So if this sounds like you, I'm sure you will learn a lot about who you are, and you'll learn a lot about how other people are perhaps experiencing what you're experiencing, and it'll be very comforting to you. So again, this is how you're going to register, okay? Private message me and say, sign me up, and I will do that. I don't like to do a large crowd because sometimes there's just way too many things going on and we can't really cover everything. The time for this event is going to be from 12 noon to about 4 p.m. and we're going to have a lot of topics that we're going to cover. And if you guys have other topics that you want to cover, feel free to make comments below this video, and I will consider those topics, and hopefully we can make time to cover those topics. And it's going to be in the Twin Cities, in I think St. Paul or Little Canada, I believe. And those of you who are out of state listening to this, sorry. If you are in town, great, you can certainly join us. But if you're not in town, maybe, I don't know, I've been thinking about doing a little tour, but that's just a thought. It's going to be a lot of work, getting all that set up, but we'll see how it goes. I just don't want to bite off more than I can chew. All right, so today I wanted to talk about feeling lonely, like a lonely journey in this spiritual journey. A lot of gifted people find themselves being lonely or feeling lonely. And based on my experiences, I've been lonely, but not to the point where it sounds like a mental health issue. But it's more of, I choose to be lonely. And don't feel sad and don't feel sorry for me, okay? Don't pity me. When I'm talking about being lonely, it's just you don't really have close people to you. You may have family, but even sometimes family members cannot understand you, or you can't really understand them. And you just go on this lonely spiritual journey by yourself. Sometimes you may not have a lot of friends because you just don't feel like you need them. And some of you who are on this journey, you've experienced being lonely, and you wonder if this is how it's going to be like forever. Now, there are some people who are gifted and they choose to have a large social network or circle of friends, and that's fine. If you can manage that and handle the energy, then go ahead. But for the most part, we are lonely, and we choose to be lonely or choose to not be so extroverted is because we don't like the energy that's out there in the world. And we keep our circle very small. And sometimes when we meet people who are new into our circle or into our lives, those people they're not really like a long-lasting friendship. You meet them or they meet you, and there's a reason why you guys cross path, and then once that reason is accomplished, then you go your own separate ways. That's just how it works. So don't feel like there's a mental health issue going on. Most likely it's not. It's just because you just don't want to deal with the negative energy that's out there in the world, and it's okay. It's normal. Okay. If you choose to have a large circle, and probably most of you can understand or relate to this, like going out to the bars, to the clubs. I don't go to the clubs no more. I'm way too old for that. I have a joke where, at my age, if I show up to one of those clubs, those nightclubs, like the where they play pop music and all that stuff, if I show up, once I enter the door, I'm sure people's going to say, ooh, somebody's dad's here looking for them. So that's what I think. That's why I don't do that no more. I don't remember the last time I went to a club. But anyway, so going to these social gatherings, clubbing, nightclubs, or whatever you want to call them now, there's just way too much energy around, and you feel like you just want to get away. You want to be alone, or else you want to go somewhere quiet. So I think a lot of you guys can relate to that. And for some of you, you might, before you really embrace this spiritual journey, think about that. Okay, think about, can you handle being alone? Can you handle walking this journey alone? Now, the purpose of me planting the seed of this empowerment page was to bring spiritually gifted people together. I mean, for myself, I don't hang out with spiritually gifted people. I know them. Sometimes we hang out, but it's not on a regular basis. And my theory on that is because our sources, our guides, they don't want us to hang out all the time, because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done in this world. So if we hang out together all the time, then we might limit ourselves to seekers. That's why that's why I planted this seed, and I hold these retreats so that we can every now and then come together and support each other, encourage each other to continue to do the spiritual work. Because I've heard so many times about how spiritually gifted people don't have a support system. And when you don't have a support system, you start to think about how you might be crazy, or you will start to doubt what you're experiencing, and you'll start to doubt your own spiritual abilities. And the more you doubt yourself, the more you're going to shut down those abilities. And that's one of the saddest things of what I see happening. So that's why I wanted to create, that's why I created the empowerment page, and that's why I try to facilitate these retreats, so that spiritually gifted people can come together and show support and encouragement for each other to continue on their path. So don't think about, don't have this misconception of, you're going to be, spiritually gifted, or you're going to open yourself up and you're going to get all this attention, or you're going to have so many new friends. It might sound exciting at first, but you're going to start to feel the drain, the pull, and you're going to only want to try to get away from that as much as you can, and only be around that when you need to be. For example, when you have people who come to you or seek you out for help, spiritual help, and that's when you can manage those type of energies. But you're going to experience the overwhelming energy of large crowds, and then you're going to want to be alone. And again, being alone is not a bad thing, okay, as long as you have a support system. It kind of goes back to how I said in a previous show, where people who want to open up spiritually, when they forget to think about, when they start to be able to see things and feel things, it's not always good things that you're going to see. You're going to see and feel demons, ghosts, troubled spirits, just dark, heavy, negative energy. That's what comes with the package. So it comes back to, it relates to this whole, when you open up spiritually, don't think that you're going to always be around people and you're going to like it all the time. I don't know any spiritually gifted person who is that outgoing, to the point where they're always at a large social functioning every weekend or all the time or frequently. The gifted people that I know, most of them, if not all of them, they only go to those functioning if they have to, and when they're there, they don't stay long. They may go to a social gathering that is a very small social gathering, which is fine, but to be in a large crowd, it's just, we just don't really like that energy. Let me know if you can relate to this. Okay, make a comment down below this video, and hopefully others can relate to you, and also know that they're not alone, and know what to expect once they embrace and open up spiritually. Okay, all right, that's it for this episode. Once again, if you are interested in being present at our retreat on June 6, 2015, it's a Saturday, contact me. First come, first serve, and we hope to see you there on June 6, 2015. All right, folks, take it easy. Bye.